my mind wandered. Alright, guys, welcome back to some more Umineko. When they cry, my ears are still clogged. Always good, ready to go. Pretty bad. I still hate talking to people. Of course, trying to talk to people is pretty hard when you can't hear them. Uh, and makes not only does it make conversations awkward, it's also just annoying for them. I feel like for people I'm talking to because I have to always specify. Hey, by the way, my ears are really bad right now. So yeah, they've been bad for about 5 days now, and it's been bad. Still, still considering the visiting, paying the doctor a visit. We'll see. But yeah, I can still hear the visual novel. Thankfully, I can still hear. Just had to raise the volume on my end. But yeah, I don't really know what's going on with my ears. They're pretty pretty bad. But it shouldn't affect these videos. Thankfully, should not affect you guys at all. So yeah, we're back. This is the closest in my entire life that I've ever been to being deaf. Hopefully, I don't go deaf. That would not be great because then I'd have to have to do stuff. But so far, it just seems like they're clogged. They're just shut. They're not actually. I just need to let's see. I just need to find a way to just undo just open up the ears somehow. And yeah, maybe I have to pay the doctor a visit for that one. But reminds me actually of my grandfather. My grandfather was sick not too many months ago, a few months ago. In January, he was sick. Um, and we were really worried about him actually. But he ended up being fine. But he for the last I don't know for couple years ish, his hearing has just gotten worse and worse to the point where we literally have to scream at him close to him for him to be able to hear us. So it's gotten pretty bad. He's not fully deaf, but it's gotten pretty bad for him. And whenever we whenever he talks to us through whenever we call him through the phone or something, he basically just says hello, hope you're doing well and stuff like that because he can't hear us and we know that he can't hear us, so he just pays us good well wishes, and then we just pay him the same, and then we'll have our family members that are with him just tell him, hey, they just said this and that, whatever. So yeah, kind of sucks. I'm not as bad. My hearing is not as bad as him, yeah, of course, but you don't have to scream at me for me to be able to hear you. But it's been pretty annoying just going like, huh? What you say? It's gotten pretty annoying, and this is not great. It's not great. You can imagine the awkward situations it's made. I wonder how deaf people do it, and I've gained a whole new respect for deaf people. You know the term, or is there a word or a term for that, where you don't really know what it's like to be a certain sub person until you become that person. You don't really understand how hard I know I'll never understand how it'll be to be blind, for example, because I've never been blind. And if I did become blind in the future for some reason, then I'd know, sure. I mean, I wear glasses, yeah, but I'm not blind, of course. And besides, my eyesight is not that horribly skewed at all. Actually, been thinking about getting like I think this thing called laser surgery for the eyes or whatever. Only problem is it's pretty expensive. But I was thinking of getting it because all the people who have gotten it said it's pretty worth it, and considering my eyesight is not that bad, I think mine is on negative 1.5 or negative 2, something around that area. So it's not that bad. If I get it, I should apparently should be good until I'm middle aged. Sounds very promising to me, to be honest. Could be a big life changer. But again, I do not have the money for surgery like that at all at this time. So I'll wait until I can pocket up some money for that. So that'll take at least 7 years, I'm sure, from now until I get anywhere near that sort of money. Uh, I don't know. Let's see if my engineering student process right now can pay off in that regard. But anyway, um, yeah, just talking about. You never really know what it's like until you actually get a taste of it, at least. And now I'm not obviously deaf, nowhere near deaf, of course. I'm sure. Well, I'm not gonna say I'm sure I'll be fine, but uh, I'm sure it's not gonna be like this forever. that is what I mean. I mean, we'll see. My ears have been bad for a long period of time now. It's just now they've worsened, but they've always been bad. I've always been worse at hearing things than other people have, uh, for some reason. But yeah, like, I've just gained new respect for deaf people in general and blind people and anyone who's with any sort of uh, is it really a disability to say you're blind or deaf or something like that? Is it really? I don't know if it's a disability, if it counts as that or not. But you get what I mean. Any sort of uh, misfunction of any body uh, functions. That's not something to laugh at. It's just me being bad at words is what I mean. Um, is why I'm laughing. But yeah, it's just crazy. Just think about it. I feel like I take walking for granted, for example. There's so many people who can't walk. You need wheelchairs or something, and stuff like stairs. We just take it for granted. It's not. So yeah, amputees and all that. People with one arm. I have an uncle who only has one arm because he had to be amputated when he was 9 years old or something. When he was a teenager, I don't know. He fell or something. Uh, yeah, he's actually a really funny uncle. But anyway, um, just I have this newfound respect for them, and just in a way, the way they're living life despite despite doing things well, despite having things that we take for granted taken away from them, they're just still living the life and they're still managing. It's just awesome. Anyway, I've talked about Umineko. Sorry. Strap in. This is how I make videos. Okay, I go really off topic. This is why these videos are so long. Welcome back to some more Umineko and they cry. um, last time we started off episode 2. Now episode 2 we started off with a date with Shannon. Okay, it was me and or George and Shannon going on a date. Went to a restaurant and went to the beach. It was great. We finished off the quote unquote prologue, I guess. It felt like the prologue of episode 2 because we got to see the whole uh, opening of the visual novel again, which I haven't seen. I'm not sure about you guys, but I haven't seen since the very start of episode 1, the opening of episode 1. But at the time, at episode 1, I had no context of anything. Now that I know all these characters and this sort of world that we're in, kinda a bit, just seeing all, just seeing the opening again for the first time after this new gained knowledge is whoa. There's a lot of new things in the opening that I'm noticing that I didn't notice before. Um, Notice Beatrice right away, for example, because I think pretty sure the first time I watched the opening, I didn't even know who Beatrice was because she wasn't a thing. They haven't even talked about her, so I was just probably looked at Beatrice a lot, and oh yeah, and yeah, she was the girl in the painting and everything, right? The Golden Witch. I had no idea about her. But it wasn't just Beatrice. We also saw other characters there. We saw Nazi with a gun. We saw Rosa holding a gun, I believe, and even saw Rudolph holding a gun. I don't know what that was about, but that was nuts. And then we saw a bunch of new characters. There were like two girls dancing, holding hands and dancing or something. There was oh yeah, I've tried to put that image in my brain, but I've kind of forgotten how exactly she looks like. But I think she kind of had red hair or brown hair ish, and she had pigtails. There was one girl at the end there, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna forget about everything else that's happening in this opening. I'm gonna remember Pigtail Girl. Whenever Pigtail Girl shows up, I'm gonna be excited. um, and yeah. Maybe Pigtail Girl is Lambda Delta. Ooh, maybe Lambda Delta is pigtails. Who knows? Who knows how Lambda Delta looks like? Could have been any of the other. Well, is Lambda Delta a girl? That was not confirmed. Well, they're witches. I'm gonna think in the word witch, it kind of implied that they're a girl. So I feel like Lambda. Maybe male witches exist. That'd be cool. I don't know. But yeah, why is witch a gendered word? I think it is, right? Witches is commonly used for females, right? I think so. I think so. And besides, every witch we've seen so far has been a girl, right? Beatrice. Okay, I say girl. These witches they've lived for 1,000 years. Both Bernkastel and Beatrice, the only two witches we've seen so far, have lived for 1,000 years. I call them girls as if they're young. They're thousands, millennia, or I mean, whatever. But you get the point. So a lot of new characters, but a lot of scenes out of context. So I do not know what's going on. There was that opening. And besides the opening, there was the weird scene that was going on towards the end there with Shannon. Shannon saying, "All right," she just threw the mirror, broke it in half, and and then she was asking, "All right, I've held my promise, Beatrice. Now it's your turn to return your end of the deal of the promise." So I wonder what that was all about. It was weird because the mirror that she broke represented didn't represent like her it was yeah, it was like the Adam and Eve, right? The knowledge thing, and if you break it, you gain knowledge, and that's what Beatrice wants. Um, Something along those lines. It was very cryptic. I feel like hard to understand. But yeah, if you gain, you could live in this world happy dappy, or you could gain knowledge. Something along those lines. It's like the Adam and Eve story with Lucifer and the what was it, the thing that they took. You get what I mean. But yeah, let's keep it going. My mind wandered. I don't know who's talking right now. My mind wandered. I don't know if it's back there. Maybe he's back, or if it's Shannon again, or maybe even George. These are the only characters I could imagine. I hope we get to see Rosa, because I want to see Rosa. I was disappointed, very disappointed, that she was the only character that was supposed to be revived that didn't show up in the tea party. Alright? Alright, visual novel? I feel like the visual novel may think, alright, Rosa's probably not a fan favorite character, so we'll not show her that much. Alright, people want to see George and Shannon relationship. People want to see Battler Jessica, right? Maybe some Maria Nazi. That's what they think we want. They think we want Beatrice. Nah, we want Rosa. I want Rosa. I really like Rosa. I want Rosa back. Okay, Rosa. Uh, First things first. Best mom. Okay, Kitty is awesome, but she's not really a mom. Even Battler says she's not his mom. So Rosa, best mom. Okay. Nazi's great. Nazi. Nah. Actually, Nazi. Okay. So sorry, Eva, that you have to be ranked the lowest here. No offense, Eva. You have your own place. To be fair, and George, at the end of the day, ended up being a fantastic man. So you did something right with as a mother. I'll tell you that, Eva. But Nazi blew me away in episode one. Did not think Nazi was gonna be that good. I was like, okay, Nazi Jessica's mom. Jessica doesn't like her. Okay, and at the start, she seemed very she seemed very emotional right away with the cross thing when they were debating about business and stuff. I was like, no, okay, I know she's okay, I guess. I don't think I like her character that much. By the end of the visual novel, I'm like, Nazi, please, you're our last mother figure. Protect us, Nazi. I really got attached to Nazi somehow. I don't know how the visual novel did that. I did not think I was gonna get attached to Nazi, but I did. I'm attached not to you now, so yeah. But still, Rosa, Rosa. Okay, I'd rather see Rosa than Nazi. We've spent a lot of time with Nazi in episode one. You know what? We want visual novel. Rosa. I saw her. I saw her holding that gun in the opening. Please let me see Rosa. Alright, thank you. My mind wandered. Okay, let's keep it going. Back to the days when I could barely imagine the happiness I have today. I was a middle schooler at the time. An ordinary girl. Okay, so it's Shannon, I think, who dreamed about love as is normal at that age. Okay, maybe it's Jessica actually. Maybe it's Jessica. I don't imagine. Also middle schooler. I don't recall Shannon going to school, right? Wasn't she just an orphan in that in that what did that what's it called? That's you know where Kinzo got his apprentices for his to be servants. Wasn't she in some servant training facility type thing, right? So middle school at the time, and already a girl who dreamed about love. But now you're really happy. Whatever girl is talking here, now you're really happy about something, as is normal at that age. And now you've gained love because you revived Kanon. Is that love even reciprocated though? Does Kanon even love you back? Because at least with George and Shannon, we can clearly see they love each other. I mean, Shannon reciprocates that love, but what about Kanon? What if Kanon's Jessica? I didn't see you as all that. I'll be honest, but or maybe Kanon, maybe Kanon's like, you know what? I could be furniture, which is the name of this chapter. To be fair, furniture. Kanon could be like, I am furniture, but also, you know, the next heiress to the family is in love with me. You know, I mean, I may not love her back, but getting married to her is big because then that means I'm the next head of the Ushiromiya family. Cross is gone. He's dead. No. Woohoo! I'm the heir. Dude, Kanon is in such a great position right now. Dude, just marry her. You get the inherited Ushiromiya family goods. There you go, Kanon. And then you can support Shannon and George. Oh, that would work great. That would be so great. And I don't think Bat or even Mario would have anything against that. No problemo. You know, I don't think Bat will be super. Besides, Bat's not even that involved with the Shirobe family. He's been gone for 6 years. Come on, now's the opportunity. And if he loves her back too, we still haven't seen Kanon actually loving her back. But if he does, Kanon's gone from zero to hero, just like that, just like that. Super super weird to me how still love works in weird ways, doesn't it though? I was not expecting Jessica to be in love with Kanon. I was not expecting that. George and Shannon to me is so much more believable. Jessica, I just saw Kanon's personality, the way he was always he didn't like being very social and stuff. To me, it didn't seem like it would match that well with Jessica, or maybe just Jessica's a thing for that type of behavior. I don't know. Hey, that's the thing. That's love works in different ways, and people are different. People see things differently, and I like that. I like when stories do different takes on love, and it's not just the same sort of relationship every time. You know, same sort of personality people. I like when it's different like this, where it's a weird mesh, but who knows? People are different. Maybe it works out. Who knows? Alright, anyway, let's keep going. Middle schooler dreamed about love as is normal at that age. Uh, yeah, I guess so. I didn't really dream about love. I still don't dream about love, to be honest. My mindset is I'm still going very off. I'm going very off topic and very slow through this opening stage of episode 2 here. But I said here twice. But my view on it is like with love is just if it happens, it happens. You know, I'm not dreaming about it. I'm not looking for it. Although they did mention episode 1. Jessica did mention that a girl's biggest achievement is marriage and having children and stuff, right? Or like, oh yeah, marrying or something, or yeah, having a wedding and stuff like that. That's like for a girl, for a woman, that's a big achievement, the biggest achievement in their lives. So it matters a lot. And I think it was around the time Shannon and the others died in the storehouse. Um, and I probably said something like this around that time too, which is my take. Is just uh, it'll happen when it comes. I don't wanna. It's not about forcing the love to happen, but I'm not gonna go out of my way to find love. You know, my mindset is just let it happen. It'll happen naturally. I bet it'll just be like, okay, cool, you're cool, and you think I'm cool. Let's go. Sure, you know. I'm not gonna go to I don't know. I'm not gonna try to hang out with a girl I don't really know that much to specifically try to get that relationship going. Specifically because I want to find love or dream about love. I'm not gonna go through that effort. I feel like too much of a hassle right now. And that mindset, to be fair, might make it so that I don't marry at all until I'm like I don't know 40 years old. I'm really old. That mindset might be the sort of not the best mindset, but honestly, the way I see it is, even if I have this mindset right now, it's even then it's temporary because I'm I'm too young anyway to be thinking about that, and I know that because there's people who are 29 super content with being single, and I know I have time because I'm nowhere near 21 29 right now, so I'm content just chilling for now. uh Mostly my goal right now mostly is just try to find, yeah, that's the thing. I'm trying to just work on myself, work on myself, work on what I'm doing, get a proper career started, get a proper goal, or I already have a goal, but like get a proper foundation, before getting too hasty into that. I feel like love is just an after thing. Once you already have the foundation, you're already getting it going. You have, I don't know, you have a steady job. You're doing good. Uh, things are working out. That's when you. That's when I feel like, okay, I might start thinking about that. But right now, honestly, still in university, yeah, I'm chilling. I'm chilling. I know there's a bunch of, even in my university, there's a bunch of couples, there's a bunch of people trying it out, doing. That's fine. Of course, there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. No problem. But for me right now, university, I'm just chill, focusing on my studies, recording Umineko sometimes, do some other stuff, uh, finish my studies, get a degree. That's my main focus right now. Just working on myself, and then we'll see where it goes from there. You know, just work. I feel like that I'm not gonna add extra stress to myself. One of the things I value with life, or one of the things that I really want to have as 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 a thing in my life at least, is just to be able to take things easy. Just take things easy. Read some Umineko. Just just read some Umineko. Record some for the YouTube channels, and yeah, peaceful. We Guys, this is like Bob Ross. There's no such thing as a mistake. Only happy accidents. We here, we are chilling. We're gonna be reading some Minako, and yeah, that's the mindset. That that is the mindset that'll calm me down. And I hope you guys are like that too. Just calm down. Just whew, time to read Umineko. Alright, an ordinary girl who dreamed about love, as is normal at that age. Yes, yes. Alright, let's go. I really took the time there to talk about random stuff, but I really should not have dreamed that dream. I really should not have dreamed that dream. Okay, okay, I did read that properly. Because I am furniture. Oh, so it is Shannon. Furniture is nothing more than a tool and is not human. For a person less than human such as myself, just receiving my education was more than sufficient happiness. Let's see. This is Shannon, right? No, okay, we don't get to see enough. Wait a minute, can I execute her? Oh, I can't. Not in this. So I have to go to the character file in the menu to see her get executed. Also, never noticed this. I noticed that she had the Ushiromiya crest in her on her thigh. I never noticed that it was just left open with this weird zip thing. Is that on purpose just to show off the crest? I guess it is on purpose, yeah. I mean, it's such a random design though. Looks funny. I never noticed it. Wait, how does it look on other people? Ah, no, yeah, okay, he's boring. He's boring. You don't have one on. You should have had one on your shin or something, bro. Yeah, not as cool. Okay, wait. Goro doesn't have it, does he? Where does Genji have it? Come on, you're not boring. Look at Shannon. She has one on her thigh. That's awesome. I think Eva might also have it on her shoulder or something, right? Yeah. Look at that. I respect that. On your shoulder. Have it on your skin. Hell yeah. You and Shannon, crest buddies. How's it with me? Nah, I have it. You're boring, Battler. I think George is also boring. Boring, Kenzo. Ultra boring. He also has this big, like, golden one. Boo. Kraus, how's it going with you? Man, Nazi. Oh, right. I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. No, no, Nazi. No, you're cool. You're cool, Nazi. Nazi. I forgot you weren't permitted to wear one. I forgot. I forgot. Just wait. Okay, I was gonna say Jessica's supposed to have one, but she's also boring. I bet it's barely right there in the on the back. Kinzo's also boring. Yeah. Okay. Is Shannon and Ev the only cool ones? She doesn't have one, does she? She does not have one. Yeah. Okay. Well, how's it going with Rosa? I was hoping at least Rosa would be cool. What about Maria? Maria, yeah, I doubt they put her on the knee or something. Okay, so Shannon and Eva are the only cool ones. How is he going to see the ocean? To be fair, yeah, nah, he's boring. Evan and Shannon are the only cool ones who have it on their skin. I respect that. If you're my family member, I'd have it in the skin, bro. Like a tattoo thing, you know? Hell yeah. Anyway, does my education was more than enough for sufficient happiness? More than sufficient happiness. All right. I feel like I've wasted a lot of this part. Let's keep reading here. So even thinking about love was more than I deserved. We're back in the mansion! The Ishirome family conference was a customary event held every October. But relatives would occasionally visit at other times as well. Of course, they didn't come just to drink tea. Business, business, business. We get it. On this day, Eva's family had visited the head family on Rokkenjima. On this day? You mean in October or just a random day when they visited? Well, okay, or just okay to just visit. The three people from Cross's family and the three people from Eva's family had gathered in the parlor, and were having a friendly chat as they updated everyone on their situations. Cool. So Maria and not Maria, but Rosa and Rudolph's families don't have that. Genji had supposedly told Kinzo of Eva's family's arrival, but he hadn't come down yet. I'm confused. When is the timeline here? Is this after everybody got massacred, or is this one? What's happening? I still don't really know where the timeline lies at right now. I'm assuming this is after everyone died, right? I mean, it's episode 2. Okay. He was probably immersed in his own research and couldn't spare the time. Okay. So I guess this is this is not only before everyone got massacred, but also before this year, as in before the year where they were all supposed to meet up, considering they're the only ones here, right? They're the only ones that visited. Right, because that's what Shannon said. Occasionally some people would visit. So I'm guessing it's before that. Or maybe it's in this purgatory world where things are weird. This often happened, so the others waited patiently for their fickle father to come down. Why is Cross alive?
それは頼もしいじゃないか。お父さんのところでたくさん勉強して、早く手助けができるよう頑張りたまえ。
Got it. Okay, so this is definitely before. This is definitely before the events of episode 1, and I can say that with confidence because, well, probably with confidence. This visual novel's been weird so far, but definitely before because study a lot at your father's. Okay, so they're talking about how George is gonna start working at his father's company, right? And we already know that that's already happened or started happening. So okay.
ありがとうございます。今は父の紹介でたくさんの人生の先輩方に本当に貴重な勉強をさせていただいています。そのいずれも学校では学べないことばかりです。
学校で習うのは国語算数やない。
It's not?
ものを学ぶ姿勢と態度を学ぶんや。
In a way, I can see what you mean, but you already said this before, Hideyoshi, in episode 1. I remember you talking about this.
その基礎ができて、ようやく生涯をかけた勉強が始まるんやで。
I like that mindset, though.
ここをな、勘違いしとるやつは、生涯学べん石頭や。国語算数で満点取れても、会社じゃ役に立たへん。
I see what you. I kind of like this mindset because I agree with the mindset of never don't limit yourself. Always try to learn something new. Always try to do, I don't know, always try to better your already already perceived, I don't know, already had knowledge and wisdom, right? Always try to learn when it comes to anything. Whatever you do in life, always try to learn something new. Don't be at a standstill, you know? Once just because you're done with school or whatever, and you're working, doesn't mean you should limit yourself there. Keep going, keep rising the ranks, you know? I like that mindset.
全くその通りだよ。
That is exactly right.
秀吉さんの教育方針はいつも本当にご立派ですな。
ジョージもまだまだ半人前や。それを常に忘れんで、勉強に励むんやで。
Embrace your studies.
よしなさいよあなた。ジョージはいっつも一生懸命頑張ってるわよ。ねえ。
ね
本当に立派ね。うちのジェシカにも爪の赤を分けてもらいたいわ。
Oh, here we go.
チェまだテストの結果を根に持ってるのかよ。受験勉強は私なりにやってるって。こんな席でまで言うことはねえだろうよ。うせえぜ。
When George was praised for his diligence, the conversation would nearly always turn to Jessica, who hated studying. I like studying mostly because I like learning something new. Okay, I say I like studying. I don't, go around, going like, oh my god, I can't wait to study. Not like that. It's more like when I start studying, I don't hate it. I don't have anything against it. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I'll probably learn some new stuff. That's the mindset. It's not right. It's not like, whoa, I'm excited. Especially now because I'm doing what I want more so than back in high school where I wasn't doing what I wanted necessarily. Not always. I was studying things that I didn't care about and didn't really have any passion for. Jessica made an openly displeased face as though she'd known it would come back to her.
やれやれ。ジェシカは勉強と一緒に少しはおしとやかな言葉遣いも学ぶ必要があるんじゃないかね。
Right, Jessica's Japanese is not very ladylike, right? She uses a lot of non-female attributed words, right? Not many non-lady words. I think in Japanese it's different. I know, I get it.
後ろ宮家の家紋を背負う一人娘がそれではみっともないな。
あら、これはこれで魅力的よね。
It's charming that she doesn't talk ladylike.
時代は変わるのよ。
It's the 1980s. Times change.
男に食わしてもらうために定宿を装わなくてはならなかった時代はとっくに終わってるんだから。
Oh god. Sorry, I'm coughing too much. I'm not even laughing anymore, I'm just coughing. I was just about to mention how I've missed Eva, man. I've missed Eva. She's been dead for too long. She adds spice to every conversation. The times when we had to feign purity, for a mental louse to eat ended a long time ago. Alright.
そうそう。やっぱエヴァおばさんは分かってますね。
Eva, maybe there's something there between you two. Jessica and Eva, what's up?
今日は頭痛が特に答えます。
Got it. So that's probably why Eva even commented that. That's probably why she said that. Just to get at Nazi.
大丈夫ですか？夏日おばさん、顔色が優れないみたいです。
Off color.
ありがとう。大丈夫です。 でも本当に月日が経つのは早いものね。半ズボン姿で浜辺を駆け巡ってずぶ濡れになって帰ってきた日がついこの間のように思います。
それはジェシカちゃんも同じよね。今じゃお化粧の仕方にだってこだわるレディーなんだから。眉にこだわりがあるのね。今日のあなたとってもキュートよ。
Let's not talk about your anime eyebrows. How they go through their hair. We're used to this. We know how anime works. You know, the eyebrows that go through the hair. It's not unnatural anymore. You know, maybe at the start we noticed it. It's like, why are their eyebrows like that? We're used to this now, right? Okay. So how do anime girls put on makeup? Let's say they want to put on makeup. You say, oh, okay, my hair's in the way. No problem. My eyebrows go through the hair. Easy. Woo. At least Eva also has bangs, and I don't say I prefer Eva's bangs much more than Jessica. Jessica's looks a bit more wily. She has her bangs are clean, more stylized, and they're cut a lot more cleanly, right? There's a clean cut there. So and you can the eyebrows don't even get in the way. Oh, they barely get in the way there, but they barely get in the way for the actual bangs, so they don't go through her hair. Jessica goes, whoa, you look really cute today. All right.
ありがとうございます。誰も気づいてくれなかったんで自信なくしてたとこです。
Well, you spent extra effort in your makeup. Again, you're just a sprite to me, so I don't notice whether you're looking better or worse. Unfortunately. Also, you're not real, so that's another thing that's harder to tell. you'd have to change something big about your appearance for me to notice. That's something that a lot of artists do to maybe they can't really show, okay, they put on extra makeup, but what they do a lot of times I notice is they make them tanned, you know, they tan their characters to show, oh, okay, you know, they've tanned their body. That's one way to do it, but straight up makeup, I don't really notice it, because how do you put on makeup to a drawn character? Yeah, it's hard, right? Isn't it hard? I mean, not every, especially in a visual novel, it's just, sure. A full smile rose to Jessica's face as the results of her own studies were finally noticed. Eva smiled back just as widely. Then she turned that smile towards Natsui.
ダメよ、夏日姉さん。自分のこの小さな変化にも気づかなくちゃ。かわいそうなジェシカちゃん。
かわいそうに。
一番最初にお母さんに気づいてもらいたかったでしょうに。ね
え。Again, she's teasing Natsui.
いいんですいいんです。あの人そういうの全然気づかない人なんで。
ジェシカ、母親をあの人呼ばわりとは感心できんね。
Oh man, I'm coughing. Not great. By the way, it's not that I find what he's saying that funny. I'm just coughing and it's making me laugh more. By the way, my real laugh ends long before I'm coughing. But I've been coughing a bit today, so I'm sorry about that. But I just find it funny how he said, I don't think much of you calling your mother she. What? From my POV, of course, that doesn't make sense. Of course, in their Japanese language is different, but for me, it's like, well, I call my mother she all the time. I call her she all the time. Am I supposed to go she-san? No. Actually, Japanese is cool. It's cool. We're not here to make fun of Japanese language. Come on now, it's great. It works great.
謝りなさい。
Apologize. Arimarasai. Yeah.
言葉遣いについては後でよく言って聞かせます。
Language! A lot of children have problems with their language and their parents are mad at them about it. There's Natsu and Cross and Jessica. There's also Maria and Rosa. Maybe language plays a big deal here. Who knows? Language, Jessica, damn! Be more ladylike, wow!
お子様は邪魔だってんならそう言ってくれよ。 私は席を外させてもらうぜ。ここは空気がよどんでるぜ。
This room is getting stuffy.
ジェシカ。
Jessica's still at that unpredictable age with exams right around the corner. Recently, she had clashed often with her mother, who was enthusiastic about her education.
失礼いたします。
What's wrong, Shannon? What's your back, finally? Jessica making to leave the parlor in a bad mood, and Shannon pushing a serving cart loaded with tea bumped into each other. Oh no, the tea's gonna spill everywhere!
ああ、シャノン。私の分のお茶はいらないぜ。私は庭でもほっつき歩いてくる。
The garden, okay.
お嬢様？
Milady, my lady.
シャノン、お茶が冷めます。
No, Nazi, stop it. We're done now with treating the servants unfairly. We're done with that. Come on now, Nazi.
配膳を急ぎなさい。
Damn it.
失礼しました。
Shannon, I'm still here. I'm still here for you. Now I know more about you, right? Because back when she was treating you like this in episode 1, I didn't know that much about you. But I'm still here for you even after I've known more about you. Nazi should still not be treating you like this. Shannon hadn't actually done anything wrong. But Nazi, who felt like some shame to herself had been shown, lashed out at her emotionally. I feel like this exact scene has happened before in episode 1. This was something that often happened in the Yoshirome family. We know! Am I reading episode 1? We've seen this. I feel like we've seen this exact scene. But it seemed that Shannon wasn't strong-willed enough to accept it that way. She shrunk back and nervously prepared the black tea. She had the unfortunate habit of making more mistakes when she felt intimidated. Her pitiful appearance dispersed the peaceful atmosphere that had been there until just a moment ago. That wasn't really Shannon's fault, but she thought she might be the source and felt the pressure on her chest. Man, Nazi, why you do this? Come on now. Why would you do this? I was really liking you for a second there. Come on now, Nazi. Don't go back to your servant treating ways. Servant hating. Her shaking fingers made the porcelain clatter, and you couldn't have called it graceful, not even as an empty compliment. The more pitiful everyone thought that was, the greater the silence grew. The more irritated Nazi looked, and the more Shannon cowered. Shannon's thin neck felt like it was being choked and suffocated by the death-caught tension. Then George spoke cheerfully as if to blow away the stiff atmosphere.
これはいい香りだね。何の紅茶かな？
これは。
I still don't know what's happening.
言わないで。当てるから。これは特徴的な匂いだから多分わかるよ。アールグレイかな？
Earl Grey?
多分そうだと思います。
You don't know?
多分アールグレイで合ってるよ。台所に戻ったら紅茶の缶を見てごらん。
Check the can.
ほう、
Oh, you love saying that.
ジョージ君は紅茶に詳しいのかね？
Are you knowledgeable about black tea?
お世話になっている社長さんに紅茶の詳しい人がいまして、講釈を聞いているうちに少しだけわかるようになりました。
You mean your dad, right?
ああ、おこのぎ食品の社長さんかい。
Oh, okay, I guess not your dad, some other person. Okonogi Foods.
あの人、そういううんちくは得意やな。
In-depth knowledge, you say?
紅茶の名前って産地を示すことが多いんでしょ？
Probably. Hey, I love drinking tea. I don't know. I don't even know how it's made or what it's called. I just drink it, you know. It's like I'm playing reading this visual novel. Do I know how how it was made or know the process behind it? No, but I read it and I enjoy it. Thanks to all the people that went through the hard effort of making it. You know?
じゃあこれはアールグレイという土地で栽培されたのが由来なのかしらね。
Probably. Earl Grey, that's probably British, maybe?
昔イギリスにグレイ伯爵という人がいたそうで、その人にちなんでつけた名前だそうだよ。
I guessed it correctly. Earl Grey, yeah, sounds very British. Sounds very, England-like. Makes sense. There's an Earl called Grey, and it was named after him. Cool.
ちなみにこの特徴的な匂いは茶葉のものではなくて、ベルガモットというみかんの親戚にあたる果物でつけたものなんだって。
Although to be fair, you could argue that since tea is such a British thing, right? Such a stereotype, you could argue that I just guessed that it was British and went with it. But no, genuinely, it's Earl Grey to me just sounds British. I understand why you'd think that though, because tea in England is a big stereotype. I know, but yeah. This distinctive smell doesn't come from tea leaves, but from a fruit called a bergamot. Never heard of it. Which is a relative of the mandarin orange. Oh, I like mandarin orange. I like clementine orange the most though.
そうなの。
I don't think it's a kind of orange, isn't it?
初めて知りました。
What color is your favorite fruit, by the way, guys? I love making that dumb joke which can barely be called a joke. By the way, the color of my favorite fruit is orange. Okay, we'll keep going. We'll keep going.
そういう知識を持っていると、紅茶もより美味しくいただけますね。
You think?
酒もタバコも同じや。
Nah, I ain't down for that. I do neither. I actually do neither alcohol nor cigarettes. That's not me. That's not me. Although y'all can enjoy yourselves, but I'm good. I'm good. I'm good.
嗜好品はロマンをたしなむもんやで。こういううんちくが味わいを深めるんや。
I don't know, man. I feel like if I did smoke cigarettes, I don't. But if I did, I definitely would not want to know the knowledge behind its creation. I'm good. I'm good. Just leave me be. Also, how old is George by this point? Because this is clearly before the family got massacred, right? But how old is George? You're fine with just... I guess it's fine. Yeah, I mean, even if he is like 17, nah, he's probably what? He's probably 19 by this point, right? Let's guess this is a year before the actual story, and I think George is about what, 20, 21 in the actual story, or in 1986 at least. So let's just... Yeah, it's fine. You can talk. You can talk about this. It's fine. I guess. I don't know. I don't really know. I don't like with my family. We don't really talk about. We never really talk about alcohol or cigarettes. At least. I don't really know. I don't. Each family is different, of course. So I don't. I'm thinking about it too much. Definitely thinking about it too much. Let's keep going.
薬の能書きと同じよね。
On medicine?
夏日姉さんも愛用してる頭痛薬の説明書。今度
あ
はじっくり読んでから飲んでみなさい
Emma,
よ。
frick you! You immediately went that direction to get at Nazi. Ugh, your favorite headache medicine. Let's go, Cross. Defend your wife.
それはいい。今夜試してみなさい。
Try it tonight.
ええ、試してみます。
She does not look pleased.
シャノンちゃん、そのポットを開けてごらん。
Open that pot.
茶葉の中にベルガモットを乾燥させたものが混じっているのを見つけられるはずだよ。
あ、はい。入っています。オレンジの皮を乾燥させたようなものが混じっています。
Dried orange peel. Oh, that's the bergamot.
うん。
That's how she described it. Okay.
多分これがベルガモットだね。
Yeah.
アールグレイの香りの主成分だよ。匂いは鮮烈だから味がきつそうな印象があるけど、素直で飲みやすい味なんだよ。ミルクティーにすると香りもまろやかになって素敵かもしれないね。みんなに注いでポットに余った分があったら、ぜひミルクティーにして飲んでみるといいよ。
はい。
There's definitely going to be some left, right? Because Jessica didn't want any tea.
ありがとうございます。
George gave her a small wink. Okay. Shannon finally realized that George had been doing her a favor by calming down the atmosphere in the room. And he had been doing it for her sake, as she had lost her self-confidence. The Ishiyama family did not pamper their servants, so if there was any awkwardness, they would be harshly punished. So it didn't often happen that they were given a helping hand like this. Yeah, but we know George is in love with her, we know this. Thanks to George's concern, Shannon was somehow able to get a hold of herself and finish serving everything safely. If she was calm when she worked, she could easily carry out her task elegantly and flawlessly. By the time the black tea was laid out on the table and the elegant scent drifted around, the room was completely back to how it had been, in a peaceful mood as everyone praised George's knowledge. Shannon wanted to thank him for saving her, but it didn't look like she would get the chance. So she at least thanked him inside her heart. Praying to God that George would hear it and push the serving cart away. Well, let's see if George hears it. Beatrice, help her out. Okay. So far, episode 2, very George and Shannon focused.
ジョージ兄さんは昔からそういう時には助け舟を出してくれるんだよ。
Who are you talking to?
話題をさらりと変えてくれるというかさ。
Shannon and Jessica could be seen in the Rose Garden. So I guess after that, Shannon went to the Rose Garden? Okay. Jessica, having gone into a fight with her mother, now felt unable to simply nonchalantly wander back into the parlors, and so found herself here killing time.
思い返せば、こういう助けられ方をしたのは今回が初めてじゃない気がします。
Whenever I made a careless mistake and George someone was there, he would always naturally smooth things over and make things harmonious, I think. Maybe it wasn't something as direct as picking up a fork that had been dropped. But that was his way of caring. Even servants have pride. They want to fix their own mistakes by themselves. Because if a guest helped them out with that, they would lose face. Well, if that guest is your fiance, then it's fine, I think.
そういう空気を読むのが得意なんだろうぜ。まあ、ジョージ兄さんの美学なんだろうよ。あの人、妙に気ざったらしいところあるからな。
Oh yeah, we saw it at the beginning of this episode, before the prologue. He was just trying to be a show-off. But show us Shannon, to be fair.
そんなことありません。とっても素敵な方だと思います。
Is this when Jessica first noticed the link between her and George, maybe?
ひょっとしてシャノン、ジョージ兄さんに惚れた？
Okay, this is definitely... There's way too many hints. This happened before the massacre. The witch massacres. This definitely happened before them. Because Jessica already knew about them at that point. Shannon had refuted Jessica's words uncharacteristically forcefully, so Jessica caught on immediately.
いえ、そういうことはないかと。
I think...
そういや、ジョージ兄さんってあまり浮いた話を聞いたことないし。あれ？確か家庭的な子がタイプだとか前に聞いたかな。
Family-oriented girls were his type? Did he say that? When?
そりゃいいぜ。シャノンぴったりじゃん。
When did he say that? And how is Shannon a family-oriented girl? Is it because she's a servant, I guess? Okay. Ugh. Alright, never heard of, I've never heard any of that kind of gossip about George Neeson. I'm a family-oriented girl?
そんな私にはそんな資格ありませんし。
Qualified for that?
資格はあるぜ。何年も昔から顔を合わせてて半ば幼馴染状態。互いに男女であることを意識しないナチュラルな関係ってのは一度意識し始めるとトントン拍子らしいぜ。
Nice, Jessica. Now, when does your relationship with Conan start? Because that's a whole thing. How did that start? Because that's the one I'm more interested in. We get it. Shannon and George, they've already sailed off. Okay, well, what about you? Why did you bring back Conan? Since when did you start being in love with Conan? The sort of love, as George described it, the sort of love maybe you don't even realize it yourself. Jessica loved teen magazines with these kinds of stories, and she was always on the phone talking excitedly with her friends about that kind of thing. So she had a keen intuition for this kind of romantic topic. So this wasn't the first time a topic like this had been brought to Shannon. But it was certainly the first time she had noticed George as a member of the opposite sex. She was furniture, and George was an honored guest connected to Ushiromiya family. She had thought it impermissible to even imagine any deeper relationship. So she hadn't thought about it. Jessica was taking immense pleasure in poking fun at all this, since it didn't affect her. Shannon was doing her best to make sure that her blushing cheeks weren't discovered. To be fair, if I was there, I would not have noticed. Like, I didn't notice. Honestly, before Jessica mentioned it to Battler, I didn't notice that there was something going on between Shannon and George. I would never have noticed. Completely honestly. Like I said earlier, not only do I not look for that sort of stuff, I also don't think about it all that much. So I wouldn't notice. I'm not good with that. I wouldn't notice when two people are into each other. I have seen romance stories before, of course. Clanad. Ooh, so good. Clanad is so good. I love Clanad, for example. So I have seen romance stories before, and I guess other stuff like Fruits Basket, for example, Toradora. I've already mentioned Toradora before to you guys. But Clanad is my favorite out of those three, at least. I love Clanad so much. Okay, anyway, that's a visual novel as well, isn't it? I'm pretty sure that was an original visual novel as well, and the visual novel probably went more in depth than the actual show did. Anyway, back to this visual novel. So if George showed up at the time like that, there would be no way that she would be able to keep her cool. They saw George come out from the entrance hall of the mansion. It looked like he had seen them as well. He headed over, waving his hand. Shannon had to frantically try to regain her ordinary composure before George reached them.
おじいさまがやっと降りてきたよ。
He did?
あとは大人たちの話になるからって追い出されてね。
ああ。
そりゃ抜け出して正解だよ。じいさまの顔を拝むくらいなら疫病神にキスした方がマシだぜ。
Damn! Don't do your grandfather like that. Oh.
そんな言い方は悪いよ。
Yeah.
ただ、おじいさまは僕らのことを疫病神だと思っているかもしれないね。何しろ、事業用にお金を借りたいという話でやってきたんだから。
Ah. That's right. This wasn't the customary annual October family conference. Eva's family had visited to apply for a business loan from the main family. Kinzo had vast resources and he lent those out to his children. Of course, this was not money to lend because they had gotten themselves into financial trouble. How would they expand their business using the vast amount of money that they borrowed? how much interest will be attached, and how soon could it be repaid. This wasn't a loan for the have-nots. It was a loan for those who were on the offense. Kinzo judged strictly whether it was worth lending out his fortune, and afterwards, he strictly oversaw its use. So there was occasionally this spectacle where relatives visited Rokkenjima and explained their business to Kinzo. To the parents, it may well have been a meeting concerning the movement of large sums of money, forcing immense stress upon them. But to Jessica, who lived on this isolated island called Rokkenjima, it was a precious opportunity to meet up with her cousins. Well, that's great. Even though she hasn't met me, Battler, in 6 years, she gets to meet Maria and George every so often. That's great for her. So even her bad mood from getting into that fight with her mother was immediately cured by his chat with the infrequent visitor George. Oh, that's great.
うちも全くケチくせえぜ。金なんて余ってるんだろうから暇よく貸してやりゃいいのにな。うちの親父もじいさまもどうせねちっこくもったいぶってんだろうぜ。
お金を貸すとき慎重になるのは当然のことだよ。
It's true.
もちろんうちの父さんも借り入れた分で事業を拡大し、しっかり返却できるプランを持って訪れてる。あとはプレゼンテーション次第ってところだろうね。
Alright.
本当は脇で見させてもらって勉強したいんだけど、母さんに追い出されちゃったんだよ。
Mother chased me out. Oh.
ちょっと残念かな。
Too bad, George. You'll get other chances.
親方様はクラウス様やエヴァ様のことを今でも子供の頃と全く変わらないように叱られるようです。そんな姿を息子のジョージ様にきっと見せたくないのでしょう。
As Shannon hung her head, she thought back on those scenes she had grown used to seeing while working in the mansion. Even Cross, who acted haughtily towards his siblings, was still treated like a child by Kinzo. Shannon herself had often seen Kinzo slapping Cross or making him sit in Seiza style, or Seiza, maybe in Japanese. I have to read up on that tip. Slapping Cross though? Okay, Kinzo. What the hell is Seiza style? Here we have to go to blah 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 tips. Grimoire. Seiza! Seiza is a traditional Japanese manner of sitting used for formal occasions where respect is demanded. Oh! It's when you sit with your it's when you sit on your like shins, right? You have the your feet and shins on the ground, and your knees are kind of your knees and thighs are above. You even know what I mean? You sit like that, and then you're just gonna. I've seen that type of sitting before, and from what I heard from a friend actually, he told me that the reason why that's become so well that works, or why that sitting is a way of respect, is that again I didn't research this properly myself, so don't take this as a valuable source. But my friend told me that apparently it's because at that point you're in a very vulnerable state in a way. I mean, you can't really stand up very quickly. Imagine being in that position. Imagine sitting on your feet like that, on your legs like that, right? With your, your shins on the ground, right? Your knees on the ground, and you're just sitting like this. It's hard for you to stand up and attack or do something dangerous, right? So that's why it's such a form of respect, right? Because if you're sitting in a way that where you easily can stand up, that's that's not the same level of respect. But if you're sitting, knee down, that means you want to show the person you're talking to that you're not in a panic state. You feel safe with them, and that's a way of respect to show. I feel like you're a safe person to be with, and that's why sitting like this is a respectful thing. So I think I've seen it before, and it's definitely used in anime before, but I've never seen it It's obviously not a big thing here where in the West or where I live, where sitting like that is respectful. Of course, there are methods of sitting that are disrespectful, of course. When you sit, when you sit with your knee very high up and you're holding it with, you know what I'm talking about? Like when you have your knee up there, or you have your legs stretched out. That's disrespectful. I think that's disrespectful regardless of the culture. Well, in a lot of cultures, but respectful sitting doesn't really exist. If you just sit normally, if you just sit with your feet down, right? No leg shenanigans, no arm shenanigans. You're being respectful. At least that's how I've been taught. But yeah, Seiza style. To sit in Seiza style, yeah, you kneel on the floor or on a cushion with your legs folded under your thighs. Exactly, yeah. And sit on your heels with the top of your feet entirely flat on the floor and big toes overlapping. This, they explained exactly what I tried to explain earlier in a much better way than I did. So good job. I tried to explain this, but they did it much better. But yeah, legs folded under your thighs, and then you just kneel on the floor like that. Very respectful. The position can be quite uncomfortable to maintain for long periods of time, especially for those unaccustomed to it. Yeah, that's another thing. It's a position that like I can hold for a couple minutes, but after a bit, I'd really want to change positions because my legs would destroy themselves. Just think about the gravity, bro. And I have big thighs too. My thighs are big, bro. But big thighs run in my family. That's our genes. So I have big thighs. Imagine me sitting like that. The gravity, just gravity alone would just force my legs to break down. I swear. I would hate sitting like this. So this is as respectful as it is. It's probably one of my least favorite ways to sit. Just because of I've done it before. I've sat like that before, and I hate it. Not great. Anyway, let's get back to the visual novel. Make him sit in Seiza style. I'm gonna pronounce it Seiza. I might be pronouncing it wrong though. Sorry about that. It was probably deeply humiliating to have that forced upon him at his age. In the Yoshiromiya family, taking care not to be present when this happened was one of the great tasks of the servants. Of course, that did mean that Shannon had been making mistakes by being witness to it. I don't count that as a mistake, but I think it's more like try your best not to witness it. If you think it's going on, try to not. If you accidentally stumble upon it, look away and go away.
そうだろうね。それを察して姿を消すのも子供の務めかな。それにしても今年もこの庭園の花は本当に素敵だね。
The flowers in this garden? George stretched as he said that. And truly effortlessly, he changed the subject away from something that had become a little gloomy. Dude, these freaking flowers, we haven't seen it since the start of episode 1. They do look majestic. But the rain and typhoon messed them up, didn't they? This time Shannon noticed it too. This person, George, was highly sensitive to the mood of a group and was always caring enough to change the subject to something harmonious. It had been so smooth that Shannon hadn't noticed it until today. Today, Shannon had to really admire that behavior of George's. Almost all of the boys Shannon knew of her own age were her classmates during her education. But they were all immature, and none of them had the composure that George did. I was just a bit befuddled by the hat. But you telling me Shannon doesn't have the composure? Come on, Shannon. I'm joking about that. But even though he had been just another guest until moments ago, now she couldn't describe him with just that. But that was idle thinking, irrelevant to her work as a servant. Shannon tried to chase it away with a small shake of her head.
どうしたんだよ。
いえ、何でもありません。お茶のご用意をしましょうか。
She literally just said she didn't want to have tea. She just said that to you.
先ほどのアールグレイを改めてご用意します。
紅茶の名前覚えてくれたんだね。
I mean, you were just talking about it not too long ago.
嬉しいよ。
その
What's up?
さっきはお気遣いはありがとうございました。
Shannon was finally able to put her thanks into words. If you wrote them out on paper, they wouldn't seem like much, but Shannon had needed just a little courage to say them out loud. But George played dumb.
何のことだい？お礼を言われるような覚えはないけど。
This fit is nowhere near as good as the fit he was wearing when he was going on a date with her at the start of this episode. It seemed he was being a gentleman in his own way, saying that he hadn't helped her because he wanted to be thanked. It seemed that George's response had been more or less predictable to Jessica. She burst out laughing uncontrollably.
なあ、こういうところ気ざったらしいだろ。
いえ、そんなことは。
Jessica made fun of Shannon as she remained silent, red-faced. George didn't know the details, but he naturally joined in, laughing the same way. The three of them lazily walked around the garden, talking about what was new. George, as the oldest cousin, talked about his life experiences. Jessica talked about recent life in Rokijima, and Shannon talked about her recent work. These silly little topics went round and round in circles. Even when the others' stories had been fascinating, Shannon had never felt but particularly connected to their contents. Well, that makes sense, of course. She was nothing more than a servant, and she had no intention of delving into her master's lives. She simply wanted them to enjoy their time speaking with her, and was only pretending to listen intently and nodding at the right moments. Wow. But for some reason, she found talking with George deeply interesting today. Even for things that she would normally ignore, she felt like she could feel kindness hidden beneath the words. For some reason, she wanted to know more things about George, no matter how trivial. So she stared fixedly at him. And I guess, yeah, this just helps contribute to that Jessica thought that she realized that there's something going on between them. She thought that as far as looks went, this person, Ushiromiya George, was probably about average. The tough luck, George, about average according to Shannon, and didn't really stick out. But he was diligent, serious, and deeply thoughtful in a way that allowed him to understand people's hearts and care for them. See, that's what she falls in love with. Good. You know, George, I can respect that. You know, like, you don't need to be good looking. You just gotta be a good-hearted person, or you know, it's just a serious, diligent-hearted person, and things will work out for you. Okay, you can get the woman you love. You got this. You did it, George. I mean, you got massacred not too long after this, but you got it. But she had never been aware of these things until now. She might not have met him many times, but she had known his face for many years. Even so, she had not noticed once until now. So, Shannon felt ashamed of this, and her cheeks went red. Maybe George thought that Shannon was appreciating him talking about himself because he continued to relate his personal stories. But Jessica didn't miss that slight change in Shannon. So she turned the discussion around to the topic Shannon wanted to hear about most.
そういやさ、ジョージ兄さん、いい加減に彼女とかはできたわけ？
Yeah, good one, Jessica.
なんだい、やぶから棒に。
Normally, just George's reaction would have been answer enough. Debbie would have been answer enough. George, clap back with, what about you? Have you got any boyfriends? But for some reason, as she was now, Shannon found herself unable to understand it unless he said it clearly.
そのジョージ様はお優しいですから、さぞや その表になるだろうと。
Shannon, you looked at him and literally just said, okay, you did say he's very nice right there, but you literally just looked at him and said, George, average looking.
いや、その
I'll never forget, by the way, how the visual novel said that Shannon thought that George was just average looking. I'll never forget that, by the way. That I'll never forget. I don't care. I don't care how much she loved George. She thought he was average looking.
よせよシャノン、そういう追い詰め方はかえって意地悪だぜ。
私は別に意地悪のつもりは。
Yeah, it's actually the opposite. Isn't being good with the girls considered a positive compliment? At least I feel like in this day and age it is.
嬉しい勘違いをありがと
Happy wrong impression.
う。残念だけど、特定の一人の女性とはまだご縁がないよ。見ての通り、容姿も波以下だからね。
Wow, he even admitted to it himself. Shannon looked at him and went, oh, his looks are about average. And now George goes, yeah, my looks are below average too. Damn.
女の子を楽しくさせてあげられるような気の利いた話術もないし。
I think that's fine. I think your diligence and stuff works out in your favor anyway. You know, I think that can be appreciated in its own way. But George, I can relate. I'm not a funny person. I'm not witty. I'm very not funny. Still don't have any relationship with any special girl. Okay.
そんなことないと思います。
You think he can speak wittily? I mean, yeah, he's emotionally clever, much more emotionally smart than I am. But I do agree with him on the part where he says that he's not very witty. He's not in a way that can impress girls, that is. In that sort of manner.
それに男性の魅力は容姿では測れないところで決まるんじゃないかと思います。だからその
Okay, it's pretty obvious now. Okay, I'm not surprised Jessica noticed. It could be more obvious that there's something going on between them. Holy crap. If Jessica hadn't noticed at this point that there's something between Shannon and George, I would have laughed at her for, especially because she's very interested in this whole romance stuff, right? She reads a lot of romance talks about it with her friends on the phone and everything. The way this is so obvious, even I would have noticed at this point that there's something going on between them.
ジョージ様はとても魅力的な男性じゃないかと
Yeah, great.
そう思います。
Yeah, great. You love him. Sick. Shannon was uncharacteristically verbose. Compared to her normal self, she was being very word-worthy indeed. George looked fairly pleased about hearing his own charm described, but he was just a little surprised at this high praise. Jessica, sure now that her own imagination was right on, acted as though she could barely hold back her laughter. Hey Jessica, I'm with you. Well, not in the laughter department, in the right on imagination. I feel like it's obvious now.
ありがとう、シャノンちゃん。僕に魅力を感じてくれるような寛大な女性に早く巡り会いたいね。
Oh my god. No comment. Yeah, stop it! Stop it! I'm not even gonna let the voice actors talk at this point. Stop it! Jessica, please laugh at them, please. Change the discussion.
ジョージ様の本当の魅力に気づいている女性はきっといいえ、大勢いらっしゃると思いますよ。
Yeah, a lot of girls recognize your real charm. Yeah. Totally. I wonder who. She probably wanted to say there's a girl not very far away. She avoided saying that much, drawing a final line as a servant.
そうかな。さすがに照れるね。
Jessica, please. Help them out! This sucks. I hate seeing this. Maybe he had never been praised this much by a girl. George's face turned just as bright red as Shannon's. To be fair, I mean, I don't know about turning bright red, but I kind of feel George on that. Not just by a girl, but people in general. Like, receiving compliments is so rare, isn't it? Maybe I take compliments for granted, but I actually don't remember the last time someone complimented me. Cause no, and especially because I don't really think I take compliments for granted, because whenever someone gives me a compliment, it's stuck in my memory forever. Last time I got a compliment was it was at the start of university, actually, a couple, like, 7 months ago ish. It was during math class. We were drawing this graph, right? And I had, was drawing it on my my board thingy, whatever. And I was drawing it, and then there's a girl in front of me, and some people next to her too. And she looked back, and she looked at my graph and all the text and drawing, and she was like, "Wow, yeah, I think I've said this before in another Umineko video, funnily enough, but I'm not sure because it's been a while." But she said, "Wow, Emin has really good handwriting." She said that, and I just, for the rest of the lecture, I just, what? Me? Good handwriting? And then she told, the people around her, like, look, there was some guy next to her. Like, look, Emin has some great handwriting. And then the other guy looked back and was like, yeah, oh, okay, cool, right? And then the lecture continued, of course, because we were in the middle of a math lecture, and the professor kept talking, blah, blah, blah. And I was just there at the end of, right there, just absolutely befuddled. Just like, did she just say that? My handwriting is good? And the reason why I was so shocked is because my entire life, it's not even that she complimented me. It's more like my entire life, I've been trashed on for having terrible handwriting. Because I do. I have horrible handwriting. I'm not even gonna hide it. Funny enough, this is a family, trip, vacation with George and Jessica and all that. So funnily enough, my own family, rather than the compliments that George is receiving from Shannon here, they make fun of me because of my terrible handwriting. Kind of in the same way that Eva makes fun of Nazi, where they go like, "Oh yeah, you wanna learn some handwriting? Go to Amin." It's my family's always made fun of my handwriting, and I know it's bad, but holy crap, I kept getting pampered on it. My freaking one of my family members went like, Amin's handwriting. It was my dad. It was my dad. It was my dad. My dad. This is probably one of the biggest insults I've ever gotten from my dad, because my dad went like, he was like, "Yo, Amin's, Amin's handwriting. Imagine ants. Imagine a lot of ants." I'm gonna call. Basically, it was like, imagine a lot of ants just walking. Okay, right? Now imagine that these ants, the footprints that leave behind made ink and drew. Okay, no, that's my handwriting. It's ants drawing, walking, and by walking drawing. And he said that, and then the entire rest of the family laughed. We were in a sort of conference, like, it wasn't really a conference, but in this sort of situation. And I already said before how I can relate to my family in that I have a really big family with a lot of uncles and aunts and cousins. I kind of relate to battlers there in that sense, and the fact that I haven't seen him in 8 years, actually, instead of 6 years. That's a long story, personal story. I won't talk about that too much. But the important thing here is, there were a lot of family members there, and they all laughed because they all know that my handwriting sucks. And I was just there like, damn it, they're making fun of my handwriting again, because it sucks, and I know it's bad, and but I'm good at drawing up here. I'm good at drawing graphs, luckily, mathematical graphs and stuff. So I told when she complimented me, I still remember it to this day. That's the thing, because I barely receive compliments. But regarding that, I was so shocked. I told my dad about it, and he laughed. He laughed so hard. I might have said this story before in Umineko, but he laughed so hard, and then you know what he said? He said, "Yo, Amin, trust me. She's just in love with you, Amin. She doesn't believe that. She just said it because she's in love with you. That she wants to be your girlfriend, Amin. Trust me." That's what my dad said, and I was just there like, yeah, this is more or less the response I was expecting from. Yeah, it was more or less the response I was getting, Damn. And then I was like, okay. Just to show him the exact thing. I still remember the exact page, of the exact, the exact graph that I wrote, and I showed it to my dad. He's on the other side of the country, so I showed it to him on through the phone, right? Just through video call, and he was like, you know what? The handwriting is trash because I also wrote, but the graph is really well done. He said that she probably noticed the graph, didn't notice the handwriting right away, just noticed the graph and went like, oh, that's great handwriting. That's probably where it came from. And still, it kind of sucks. It's kind of horrible. But yeah. Anyway, we're talking about compliments, right? About not receiving compliments a lot. But that's the last compliment I remember getting within the last 4 years. Now, I rarely get compliments, but when I do, I remember it for life. Okay, in kindergarten, this is the earliest compliment I remember getting. In kindergarten, let me see. Yeah, in kindergarten there was another girl. Coincidentally, both girls in this case. But I've also received compliments from guys too. So it's not gender focused here. But I was drawing a car, and it was just a little girl. I don't know who she is or where she is anymore. We just went to the same kindergarten, and then I don't know. I don't know how she's doing now. But anyway, I'll remember this compliment for the rest of my life because I drew a car, and she went, oh, that's a nice car. That's a cool car. Something along those lines. I don't remember. It's been so long. But I know she complimented it, and I was like, thanks. And then since then it just stuck to me. I was 4 years old at the time. She complimented my drawing of the car, and I was like, oh, thank you. And then it just stuck. That's crazy. It's such a small thing. Isn't it? It's crazy how compliments work like that, right? It's crazy. Now there was one more compliment. This time from a guy, right? I was playing basketball. I think I was around 11, 12 at the time. I was playing basketball, and then I, shot, and some guy just went, "Oh, you're good at basketball." And I went, "Whoa, okay, thank you. I guess I was just playing for fun." And he said I was good at basketball. My aim was pretty solid that day, so I was really hooping well, I was shooting well. I received a compliment. It was nice, thank you. Oh, cool. And that was in middle. Wait, was that? No, I was not in middle school. That was elementary school. Because remember, in Norway, elementary school is 7 years. So even if you're 11, 12, you're still in elementary school. You're not in middle school until you're 13. And I also got a comment in middle school. So kindergarten, elementary school, middle school. Middle school, after gym class, we were heading back to the classroom. We were about to get on our seats, right? We everyone just sweat, right? We did stuff. The same teacher that had PE was also gonna do this lecture. Before everyone really settled in, there was just a random, out of nowhere, a random girl just went, hey, yo, Amin. And I was like, huh? Yeah? And then she went, you're cute. You look cute today. And I was like, oh, thank you. And then in this weird moment, I turned around, I turned my head, and I said thank you because I know it's a compliment, but my brain did not process that. My brain did not process that compliment. So I sat down, and the class started. We did all that, and after class ended, and I was walking home, and then I thought about it, and I was like, wait a minute. She said I look cute. Wait. What? I could not believe it. I was unbelievable. Again, another person that I don't know how she's doing nowadays. I do think I'd have an easier time getting into contact with her if I wanted to than the kindergarten girl, but I don't know how she's doing at all. But it was just such a random compliment. It's not even a person I talk to a lot. I've never really even talked to her. I mean, yeah, she went to the same elementary school as me, but I never really talked to her. And I bet you guys, none of these compliments that I've gotten from any of these people, I bet y'all, none of these people even remember giving the compliments. Like the guy who just went, "Oh, you're good at basketball." I highly doubt he remembers giving me that compliment. Highly doubt he remembers that. But that's just the effect of compliments, and especially for someone that doesn't receive a lot of compliments. You receive them once every couple of years, and they just stick. They just stick. It's just whoa. They a compliment? Wow. Wow. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Yeah, there's also the whole stereotype of girls complimenting each other all the time. You guys have seen those kind of stereotypes, like, "Oh my god, your makeup looks so good today." You know, that sort of stereotype. Don't want to comment on that right now, to be honest. I do not care for that right now. I do not really want to talk on the matter. But regardless of stereotypes or whatever, give out compliments to people. You know, that's something I've been trying to do as well. Just trying to give people random compliments when I can. But I don't want to give insincere compliments though, because these are compliments that I felt like were sincere, with people actually, they actually thought, hey, I was actually, you know, I actually drew a cool car, for example. Whatever it is, sincere compliments. People just remember it for the rest of their lives. Imagine that though. Imagine you're in someone's mind for the rest of their lives. I think for that worth reason alone, you should just give out compliments when you can. Because who knows? It might be a random compliment. You might forget about it after an hour of giving it, or after a couple days. That person might remember it for the rest of their lives. That's unbelievable. I've been talking about something completely relevant for a long while now, but yeah, just want to say that. And yeah, I can feel Battler, like I said, Battler, in that I haven't met my family in 8 years, and well, we don't have a rich family with Kinzos, with wealth, man. We don't really have that. I haven't met, for specific reasons that I can't talk to you guys about, but I haven't met my family in 8 years, and I did eventually. And just playing this visual novel is really similar. Maybe I feel like this visual novel is just meant for me right now. Yeah. Anyway, Jordan's face turned just as bright red as Sean's. Yeah, that's what I was talking about compliments, because he had never been praised this much by a girl. Yeah, I mean, getting praised is big. I wonder if George is gonna remember that as much as I do whenever I get praised. Rarely, but when it happens, I remember it. I take it to heart and I appreciate it for years. As she watched the two of them, Jessica giggled sadistically.
ジョージ兄さんもやがては素敵なパートナーと出会うだろうけどさ。
Yeah, I wonder.
今のままじゃきっと上手にパートナーをエスコートできないと思うぜ。勤勉でいらっしゃるようだけど、そっちのお勉強はからっきしみたいですよ。
Into that aspect of your studies?
悪かったね。その勉強はこれから少しずつしていくよ。
相手もいないのにどうやって？恋愛映画でも見る？
Come on, Jessica, just give him tips about love then. Be a supportive cousin.
それとも秀吉おじさんに習う？
Hideyoshi? Come on now, let's not act like Hideyoshi knows what is going on. Eva probably was the one that insinuated that relationship.
チ
ェ
まるで鬼の首でも取ったみたいだな。こういう話では男は女の子にかなわないね。
Normally, when George and Jessica got together, their parents would say George is diligent and admirable, and Jessica is lazy and rude. So it was probably irresistible fun for Jessica when their roles were finally reversed. George also realized that, so this time he was content with being the one who was teased. You know, I'm glad George lets himself be teased from time to time. That's good.
ジョージ兄さんさえいいならさ、シャノンでちょっと練習してみたら？ シャノンを一日退屈させずにデートに連れてくんだよ。
Good, Jessica.
どうよ。
そんなお嬢様。
And you can also keep going with the argument that, yeah, you're just a servant, so it's fine. It's not gonna develop into anything serious, right? Yeah, you're fine. Go on. Good test. When she heard Jessica's audacious plan, Shannon's face turned bright red and a donut of smoke rose from it with a poof.
それはとても魅力的な提案だけど、シャノンちゃんに悪いよ。彼女の貴重な休日を奪うだけじゃない。彼女が本当に思いを寄せる人と二人きりで過ごす聖域に僕が割り込んでしまうことになる。そんな無粋なことはできないね。
私もその思い人とかそういう人はいませんので、そういうお気遣いは無用なのです。
Shannon's blood had all rushed to her head, and it looked like even she didn't know what she was babbling about. Jessica, who knew how Shannon normally was, seemed to find that really comical. She couldn't hide her cackling laugh anymore.
そうなのかい？シャノンちゃんみたいな可愛い子が独り身なんて信じられないね。
She is a servant, to be fair.
私、使用人ですから、その男の方との縁なんてありませんし、その。
That's what I'm saying. I guess unless they're other servant boys, then. But her and Canon, for example, just see each other as siblings anyway, so.
ってことは、シャノンも将来素敵な男性を射止めるために交際の練習が必要だってことじゃないのかよ。
Here we go.
つまり二人とも互いの思惑は一致するわけだ。なるほど、こりゃいいぜ。
Jessica irresponsibly cheered the two of them on. Now, George was also hanging his head red-faced.
ジョージ、さっきから呼んでるわよ。
Yeah, we didn't hear you, Eva.
聞こえないの？
Since Eva appeared in what was already an embarrassing situation, both of them became even more flustered. Jessica was in stitches.
母さん、ごめんよ、話が込み入っちゃっててね。気づかなかった。
これはエヴァ様、大変失礼しました。
若い子たち同士で大層盛り上がってたみたいね。
And Eva didn't notice that they had a thing going on, right? Until after Shannon died.
あなたたちもみんなお年頃だもの。そういう話題が尽きないのもよくわかるわ。
You must have no end of things like that to talk about.
嫌ですね。エヴァおばさんだってまだまだお若いじゃないですか。
Prime! I mean, how old is she now? Eva's probably 40 something, right? Actually, no, she's at least 50. Didn't we come to that conclusion? Since what's her name? Nazi was married for what, 29 years or wasn't she married for a really long time? And since Eva's older than her by 3 years, so they must be at least 50 years old by now, mathematically speaking. Which is kind of crazy because they definitely look younger than 50 for me, in my opinion. If I had to guess, I would have guessed, oh, Eva 45 or something. If I had to guess. And you know, her son is what, 20 years old-ish by now? So it would have made sense, right? It's fine. But nah, apparently she's 50, over 50, which is, nothing's wrong with that, but it's more like, they don't look like it. So I guess they've done a good job of keeping their young age, of looking young. Still in your prime.
秀吉おじさんとの馴れ初めを聞かせてくださいよ。
あらあら、そんなの言えるわけないわよ。
No way?
本当にみんな若いんだから。
We're only half your age, well, less than half your age.
それで何、母さん。
What is it, mother?
用があって声をかけたんじゃないの？
You wanted something?
お父さんたちの話が終わったわ。おじいさまにあなたの話をするからいらっしゃい。
You're going to talk to grandfather about Shizukumon?
僕の話？何の話かな？
今みんなでしてたのと同じ話よ。
Who is George gonna marry?
ほら、例の話。
Is that it?
ああ、あの話かい。
Marriage? Relationships? Is that it? Finding a suitable partner for George? Is that it?
別におじいさまに話すようなことじゃないんじゃないかな。
何の話だよ。まさかジョージ兄さん誰かと結婚するの？
Probably just discussing a good suitable partner, right? That's how it goes in these kind of families.
それはおめでとうございます。
Look at her face. She just looks disappointed. She doesn't want this.
違うよ違うよ。特定の女性はいないってさっき言ったじゃないか。
威張ることじゃないでしょ。まったく。
Okay. Eva smiled bitterly, looking a little exasperated.
わかった。ジョージ兄さんあれでしょ。お見合いだ。
Oh yeah, like in Villainous. My next life as a villainess. They also had those with Nicole, I think his name was. Nicole just did marriage meetings with a lot of girls because his family wanted Manu to marry. But he enjoyed being with none of the girls. And then the last girl he met was a girl who didn't want to be there but did it because of other reasons. And then they ended up having a whole great discussion together, a friendly discussion, and they had nothing going for them, but she taught Nicole about his mindset towards, you know, about his family, about how this marriage, he should go about this marriage and stuff. It was a great episode, that one. Anyway, marriage meetings.
お見合いですか。
Have fun with Shannon, George.
まあね。
Ah. As a man, George undoubtedly wanted to find a partner by himself and carry her off himself. So it seemed that he found the idea of meeting his partner for the first time in a marriage meeting arranged by his parents to be a little pathetic.
お見合いというのはもっと年齢が成熟してからするものじゃないのかな。僕はまだ一人前になったって自覚すらないというのに。
They did even tell you that you're not a proper adult, to be fair, earlier.
もちろん、即結納即結婚なんて焦る気は全然ないのよ。親睦を深めて、年齢的にもう少し落ち着いてから籍を入れる形でも問題ないの。
And then have her moved to a family register later when you settle down as you age. From the forceful impression Eva was giving and George's evasiveness, it seemed you could catch a glimpse of how this marriage meeting linked into everything. Who this other person was remained unclear, but it was surely someone profitable to Eva's family in a business sense. It felt almost like a political strategy. They wanted to create a connection between the two families, if not by changing registers, then at least by having them get engaged.
結婚はね、好きになってからするものじゃないの。してから慣れることよ。
What?
感情だけで結婚すると必ず後悔する。
Really?
身元のしっかりした人を生涯の伴侶に選んで、それから愛情を築いていくのも決して間違ったことではないの。
I mean, interesting take. I'm not with that though. I mean, I'm not marrying something that just has a secure background if I don't know anything about them personally. Thankfully, you're not my mom, Eva. But okay, fair enough. Just don't marry based on emotions. Get used to liking someone after you marry. Cool. Okay.
エヴァおばさん、それじゃ秀吉おじさんに悪いですよ。
I wonder though, profitable marriage? Like, we get it. We've seen families do that all the time, where they have two families we have two children of two different families marry each other because overall the family will prosper because them marrying would connect the families and make their respective businesses prosper even more. Classic.
私はあの人のこと大好きよ。いつまでも一緒にいて人生を共にしていきたい。
You also died by his side. You died in a good way, to be fair. You two managed to have your fun before you died, so I respect that.
エヴァ様、素晴らしいです。本当にご立派です。
Truly splendid.
ありがとう。でもその気持ちは二人で夫婦をしていくうちに育んだものよ。
I mean, I'm glad it worked out for you, but that doesn't mean, you know. I mean, you can do whatever. George can do whatever he wants, but I mean, I'm at least I know I'm not doing it like that. I'm not gonna build up those feelings while I'm already married, because then what the hell is the point? We're gonna have a wedding, and I'm gonna be like, yo, I don't actually care about you, but apparently we'll get used to each other after you marry. So, you know, that's not a great marriage. Nah, I'm not down for that.
そして今の私たちより未来の私たちの方がもっともっと仲良しだと信じてる。
Of course, I do think, yeah, your bond is going to deeper after you marry. Of course, that's obvious. And the more decades you spend together with your wife/husband, of course, yeah. But I don't think you should start from scratch on marriage. You know, like, you should be confident that okay, yeah, marrying this person is a good choice. You know, this is the way I want to go. This is the person I want to spend life with. You know, that's how I see it. If you just marry, oh yeah, you have a secure background, cool. Your family is good, cool. All right, let's go. I don't even know anything about you though. At least I think you should have some decent background. You should at least be more than friends before you marry. You know, a decent bit more than friends. You shouldn't just be, oh yeah, we're friends. We've hung out sometimes. I know who she is a bit. You know, I think you should be more than friends. You should be like decent friends before you decide to marry. For me, of course. I'm not gonna put my own standards or my own views of things on other people, other families, on other relationships. Other people can do it how they want to do it, unless it's forceful. If it's forceful, then I'm not with it. If someone doesn't want to get married but is forcefully being married to someone, then yeah, that's the sort of thing I don't really support that sort of thing. But if as long as the consent is there from all sides, then you do what you want. I'm not gonna, of course, force my opinions on impose my opinions on other people or how other people have done it.
私は夫婦はそういうものがいいと思ってるの。
Fair enough. That's how Eva sees it. Cool.
だからって好きでもない相手と結婚してもいいって論法にはならないと思うけどな。
だからって好きな相手なら誰と結婚してもいいという論法にはならないわ。
Okay.
結婚は一瞬。でもその後の夫婦生活はずっと長いの。
Okay. That doesn't make it alright to marry whoever you want just so long as you like them.
だから一時の感情に任せず慎重に相手を探すべきなの。
Oh, okay. Interesting take, Eva. Like I said, I still disagree, but interesting take.
そしてそれは人生経験の未熟なあなたよりお母さんたちの方がうまくやれるとは思わない？
Technically true. Not living up to monetary emotions.
それはそうかもしれないけど。
あなたは私の自慢の一人息子よ。どこへ出しても恥ずかしくないくらい立派に成長してくれたわ。バトラ君は席を抜け、あなたが今やお父様の血を引く唯一の男孫。
Don't mention my name like that. Battler could give me the respect I deserved.
あなたにふさわしい相手は慎重に選ばなくてはならない。
You're the only grandson to carry father's blood. Hey, Jessica, you're not gonna take it like that. You can carry the blood on too. Carry on the blood as well. As everyone related to the Ushiromiya family knew, Eva adored George so much that he was the apple of her eye. But that didn't mean she had pampered him. She had raised him strictly, and he had grown into a charming man who wouldn't betray her expectations. That's how he was the apple of her eye.
あなたの相手は決して母さんたちの損得で決めてなんかいないわ。あなたにふさわしい本当に素晴らしい女性に母さんが合わせてあげる。今はあなたの中にある青臭い若さがそれを疎むかもしれない。
Okay, sure.
でもこれだけは母さんの言うことを聞きなさい。私があなたのためを思わなかったことが一度でもある？
それはないけど。
No, you haven't.
今はそれで結構よ。さあ行きましょう。お父様を待たせてるわよ。急いで屋敷に行きなさい。
じゃあごめんね、二人とも。また後で。
Matane. George bowed to the two of them, and after bowing once more to Shannon, he dashed off to the mansion.
じゃあおばさんも行くわね。楽しい話を打ち切っちゃってごめんね、ジェシカちゃん、シャノンちゃん。
いえいえ、気にしないでください。じゃあシャノン、私たちは行こうぜ。
Let's go.
はい。
大丈夫よ。ジェシカちゃんだってきっとそのうち素敵な出会いがあるわよ。
Kanon, that's who she meets.
ジェシカちゃんにふさわしい素敵な方がね。
I don't know about suitable part, we'll just have to wait and see for that one, but yeah.
私と同程度ってことは成績の悪い男かな。
That's funny. Slap back at her like that.
なんだかうぜえぜ。
もちろんシャノンちゃんにもね。
Yeah, your son, Eva.
あなたにふさわしい素敵な男性がきっと現れるわよ。
Your son literally appeared.
はい。
You just didn't see it coming, Eva.
ありがとうございます。
As Eva giggled and smiled, she approached Shannon's ear with a hand over her mouth, as though she was trying to tell her a secret. Huh?
使用人風情のあなたにぴったりの
Ah!
見つかるわ。
Eva, come on now, don't make me dislike you now. Don't do her like that.
義務教育に行かせてもらった恩も忘れて。
Shut up! Nah! Not see you is one thing, Eva? Nah! No. I stand with Shannon. We servant rights.
身の程を知りなさい。
Eva, servant rights. Know your place. You freaking frick you. I should have found a perfect match for a lowly servant like yourself. Frick you.
そんなつもりは。私。
Dude, I wanna hug Shannon. Please, Jessica, hug Shannon. Someone, he deserves a hug. What is this? Nah, we're not okay with this treatment.
ジョージはお父様の血を引く孫の中では嫡男に当たるのよ。ひょっとしたら未来の後宮家を背負うことになるかもしれない人。その期待に応えるためにたくさんの勉強を重ねて素晴らしい大学に入り、素晴らしい成績を残しているわ。そんなジョージと無能無資格無教養な使用人風情が釣り合うと本気でお思い？
I'm not okay with this. I'm not an Eva hater, because I feel like this visual novel wants me to dislike Eva. So I won't hate on her for now. No, you know, Eva, fine. No, fine, Eva. You do do, right? I'm not okay with you going after Shannon like this, okay? But you do. Okay, fine. Okay, okay, I see how it is. Unqualified, uncultured servant. Okay. But one thing I will say is, seems to me like here it's kind of like she almost knows that George and her have a thing for each other, or that she has a thing for George. But when she actually died and she saw that George gave her that ring, she was shocked that George gave Shannon that ring. As in, like, whoa, George, we need to talk about this. You gave her that ring. Almost like she was surprised that they were together. But again, we didn't get to see too much on Eva's thoughts about that before she died, unfortunately. So, Those malicious words all poured into Shannon's ear without spilling a drop. To Shannon, it was like cold water was being poured in there. Aww.
私は
Nah, Shannon. Nah. I don't want to end this part on such a depressing mood, too. This was all whispered in secret. And with the same smile as before. What? Jessica can hear this? Of course she can't. Jessica, who could only see Eva's expression, didn't think it was anything other than Eva telling Shannon some embarrassing story about love. When their secret conversation ended, Eva patted Shannon's shoulders as though to underscore her message.
大丈夫よ。あなたにぴったりのお相手がきっと見つかるから。
Alright, Eva, we get it. Go away. We get it. Go back to George and your freaking Kenzo grandfather bullcrap.
ね。
Yeah, right.
じゃあね、ジェシカちゃん。また後でね。
Frick you.
はい、また後で。
I'm not even gonna say matane. You don't deserve that. Go away. Just go away, Eva.
秀吉おじさんとの話、その時聞かせてくださいね。
That just left a foul taste in my mouth.
いやよ。
Yeah, hilarious. Eva laughed dryly and headed back to the entrance hall. Behind Jessica, who was cheerfully waving her hand, Shannon reflected very, very deeply on those words of Eva's about knowing her place. Nah, Shannon, you're cool, Shannon. Man. Sucks to end the part there. I felt deep remorse for my brief moment of conceit. I have no idea who's talking right now, but I'm gonna end it there anyway. Alright guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this part of Umineko when they cry. Sucks to end it on such a foul mood. Ever just being a piece of crap. But it kinda has to be done. I hope you guys enjoyed this part of Umineko when they cry. Hopefully next part, less Eva being a piece of crap to servants. As you guys know, since episode 1, we are here for Servant Lives Matter. Now, Servant Lives Matter, we know that. SLM. Nazi, okay? Nazi treated Shannon badly, and she was still able to get my heart for her at the end of episode 1. So, and again, I'll try to forgive Eva. I'll forgive Eva. It's very hard to forgive Eva after that one, because you guys know how much I'm supporting the servant rights. Okay, I'm supporting servant rights a lot here, but we have to try to forgive Eva, because don't fall into the visual novel's trap of making you hate Eva as a character. I'm sure she has her reasons for saying the words she said to Shannon, right? Maybe she notices that she has a thing for her son George, and that's her reasons, and she's just trying to do the best of her own way as a mother to help her child the way she sees it. But we'll try to forgive her. We're angry at her, but we'll forgive her. We're not okay with that, but we'll forgive. Okay, we just need. Shannon deserves some support. Okay, Shannon deserves that alternate world where she just hangs around with George. They go to the beach. They eat at a restaurant. She deserves that. Alright, no more of this bad treatment from Natsui and Eva. Come on, Shannon, you deserve better than this. Alright, y'all. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this. I hope you guys enjoyed reading this. Well, watching this as much as I enjoyed reading this. Next time, more Umineko When They Cry episode 2. We're still in chapter 1 here. We've been recording 2 parts now, so if this chapter is as long as the usual chapter, we should be done next part, maybe the part after. I still don't really know what's going on. Still don't really know what's going on with the timeline. Overall, this is clearly happening before the massacre, but I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't know why we're not continuing after the massacre. It's interesting. I guess we'll see more of what's going on. Hopefully by the end of episode 2 we'll, well, I said the end of episode 2 as if it's gonna end anytime soon. But hopefully get back to the more important stuff soon. Right? I wanna see... I mean, this is cool too, seeing the start of George and Shannon's relationship and all that, and seeing more of Eva and Cross and the rest. Cool, but these are dead characters, and I already know they're dead, so I don't want to see this anymore. I want to get back to the meat and potatoes, right? I want to get back to Beatrice, I want to get back to all that stuff. I want to see Rosa again. At least if you're gonna show me this backstory stuff, show me Rosa. Show me Rosa, that's what I want. That's what I really value. But okay, I'm gonna end it there. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'll see you guys next time for some more Umineko when they cry. And alright, y'all. Hope you guys enjoyed watching this as much as I enjoyed reading it. And I'll see you guys next time. Alright. Peace.